welcome, trolls. Bruce sees all.
Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Bruce Swartz. I'm from Montreal, Quebec. When we talk about a star and we're far out, when we zoom in, we often don't realize that there are many, and I say many, other large objects, and some of these objects are just as big as solar systems. Right, over to radio telescopes. Literally sit down on the overpass right here on the highway like I've always done and talk to people, you guys down in the USA and Florida. I've done that with radio CBs, with boosters, of course, but it's the way frequencies travel. It's absolutely exceptional. So how would they be communicating with the people on the moon? What would a telescope or not a telescope, sorry, a satellite, what would it look like on the surface of the moon? Let's look at a few examples of some things on the moon that are not necessarily confirmed to be satellites, but to open and broaden our minds to see the possibility of what exactly can be done, which for some seems so exaggerated, right? But for the smart person, it really is not. These are objects on the moon that pass off as shadows, and they're not. As you can see, that object that looks like a crater, it's actually some shape that's half up off the surface and 45-degree angle. But hey, we're right on the moon. So how hard would it be to hide a telescope or a satellite on the moon by changing its shape a little bit? And again, this is theory, but I'm serious. We know there's someone up there. How are they communicating? Most likely have to do with maybe some type of similar ways that we do, like our satellites. So imagine if every finding I showed you guys and gals here were actually findings that were confirmed NASA findings and posted out on the news. We wouldn't see that happen, that's for sure. But in reality, whether I have credibility or not, you all know how I'm doing the work. I'm not manipulating it in any way, and I'm showing you a surface that has total signs of manipulation and construction. Here we see here on the right, again, a constructed object that overlaps over a crater that's literally elevated over the crater and just goes across. So here's a question. Why is it, Bruce, it's you see structures and we don't? Well, here it is. The structures have the same reflectivity as the surface itself. It also has the same brightness. Let's take a look at a few of these features. We could see a line running to certain objects, structuring, whether natural or not. I would say more not natural and built, obviously. We're looking at a city setup here. When I first got interested in UFOs, like most of you, it was just so intriguing finding out that a possibility of another being could be either on the moon or in space. So when I was able to capture it, not only capture it, but actually find a way to be able to detect them on the moon and start sharing it, I didn't expect there to be only a few people after so many years seeing the channel. But I count myself very lucky now to be able to say that we are lucky to be able to have these videos posted up here. Of course, I don't have credibility to most. That doesn't matter. I'm not here to seek credibility or fame or to get on the news. But if the research got on the news, or at least reached other people around the world, well, that's the only goal that I have. I have yet another witness at the house. This was a couple of weeks back, maybe even a couple months back, and the neighbor was overwhelmed listening to my words as the UFOs were interacting with me, asking them to fly away and impress us. And it really works, guys. The unidentified flying object aerial phenomena came all the way down to the trees. And look what it's going to do. The intensity of light goes from very, very large to immediately very, very small. And watch it drift off, because you're going to literally just see it leave. But it came down. It did come down to see whatever it wanted to see. And it was very, very close to the house for the first time. And now you'll see it in size just either get small, but what seems looks like it's going further away, or dimming out. And there we go. I know some of you might even laugh at me, but I don't really care. You guys know me. I cried a lot. I was very emotional when I found out that, I mean, emotionally excited, not upset. I was overwhelmed to find these objects on the moon. And at the same time, I said, I sort of knew it, right? Like most of you, I'm sure. But the fact that we can view them, you and I, together, right here, we can see videos that, you know, people don't get a chance to see, because this is research that is never just thrown out on the internet, and it's not everyone that's able to find the technique and has, you know, the patience to be able to see these. But the incredible reality of this, of having people on the moon, changed my life.